The first time I met Gladys Knight, I actually went to see her in concert with BB, his friend Louis Upkins, and his wife Sharita, who just passed away. But we actually, after the concert, sat on Gladys' bus for like 4 or 5 hours, just talking, and had a good time. It was just so much fun, and she was so down to earth. And so a few years later, she was back in Nashville, and BB was out of town. And he said, Gladys is in town tonight. He said, I got tickets for you, to go to the concert. So went to the concert. They brought me backstage, and I'm walking up to Miss Gladys Knight, and she reaches out to me. She said, do you remember meeting me? And I was like, I want to say, I was going to ask her, did she remember me? And I'm thinking, you're Gladys Knight. What are you talking about? Like, of course. But it touched me that here she is asking me, do you remember meeting me on my bus 2 years ago? And I'm like, how could I forget that? I just thought, what celebrity asked you that?
That's crazy.
It was to me, it felt like, this lady is so humble because you're Gladys Knight. I mean, come on, you are an icon. And you wanted to know, did I remember that? I absolutely did.
People, you don't realize that every celebrity or every person,
Right.
even myself, you have staff.
Yeah.
And staff actually get to enjoy the stuff more than we
They
do.
listen. You do because like you said, you get invited to stuff.
Right.
It's like, well, where are we going? Oh, I
Right.
need an outfit. Oh,
Right.
yeah. It's there are a lot of, and I will say this: BB was very he was very generous as far as like like if he knew he was you want to go to so and so,
Right.
okay, sure, why not?
Right.
Why would I say no?
Right. So what made you, when did you decide that working for him was something that you no longer wanted to do and you wanted to start your own company? How did that transition happen?
So that was
And did BB, was he upset over that?
he was not happy with me.
Yeah, sure.
It was a hard decision to make.
Because you had his whole business in the palm of your hand,
was-
right?
it was
like
a-
you knew everything that he needed.
It was a hard decision to make. It really was because there were so many things that I loved about the job.
Right.
But then I also knew there was something in me that like I always wanted to do something on my own for myself, something that was mine.
But before we get to that, what brought you to that point to even decide I'm going to give up Vanity Fair, Robert De Niro, BB Wines, and I'm going to do my own thing?
I just got to a point where I wasn't satisfied. I had been doing this for 12 and a half years. That's like, okay. And it was to the point to like, I had been doing it for so long. I could come in literally and like I worked Monday through Friday, 10 to 5. I'd be doing my work on Tuesday because I knew I was just booked. I just and so I'm like, and I wasn't being fulfilled anymore. I wasn't being challenged anymore. And I'm like, and
It's like, how many parties can I go to?
right. How many farmhouses can I put together? Because the thing, you get to a point, it's like, okay, if I know we're gonna do 8 shows in South Africa. Okay, I need this many band members, like this many. I need 2 engineers. I need blah 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 blah. We'll get with the the booking agent or whatever. And so you get to a point where you don't feel challenged anymore. You don't feel like you're evolving. You just feel like you're stagnant.
Yeah.
And for me, that is dangerous for me because I start to get depressed. If I'm not constantly growing, I actually get depressed. Like I feel like, what are you doing with your life? I'm always trying to improve and I'm always trying to grow. And I felt like I had just kind of hit the ceiling. And I was like, I want to do more. And I had at the time, and I had been working out, like for years, but I realized now I didn't even know what I was doing. But I had, and my weight was always an issue. So I had got, I got my weight down, and I had different times I had, people ask me to help them. And here, again, I have to go back to the ex-husband. I mean, I give him all the credit. He called me, and this was after we're divorced now. And he said, you need to be a personal trainer. He said, you need to get certified. He said, you've helped too many people for free. Wow. He said, what are you doing? He said, you're giving away he said, and you love it. You're passionate about it. And I thought about it, I said, okay. And then I decided to go to school.
To learn
and to get certified as a personal trainer. So I did that while I was working for BB. I was actually, now they do it all online. When I first started, they sent you this book that was look like a telephone. It was probably so thick. I said, what did I get myself into? When the book came, I said, oh, I can't.
I'm not doing
The
this.
book was this thick. It was like a yellow pages. And it was, I will say this, it was harder than I thought. Because, I'm thinking, I work out, I know how to, get food together so you can lose weight or whatever. And I'm looking at them, I mean, they're breaking down the body. I'm like, I don't need to know about this.
Right.
The ligaments and but it's like, but you do.
You do have to know all
that.
Right.
But
It's like it's almost becoming a doctor almost.
it is because you really do. You gotta learn all the body parts of what's attached to what and this and this and that. And it was, I want to say the course was, I don't know, it was like 4 or 5 months, and they said you could have an extension. Well, when I got the book, I said, give me my extension right now. Because I knew it was gonna, I'm like, this is gonna be. And it was a lot. Because you had to, after each chapter, you had to, there was a test. And then when you got done with the whole book, there was a final. But let me tell you about this final. Most finals, you sit down, this final took 4 weeks. When I opened up the test, I said, what is this?
You was becoming
I went and so I told them, I said, excuse me. I said, are you expecting me to have? He said, oh no, it's going to take you a couple weeks. He said, it might take you a month. I said, that's what I was.
And that's the final?
The final. It took me a month. That's how much. There was 4 sections. And I literally had to do 1 section a week. It was so, and then the last section, which I was like, I want to call this school and say something to them, not nice words. They actually had you write a paper on something that wasn't even in the book. You had to we want you to do a case study, and it was not covered.
Wow.
And it was like,
so you had to go do your own research.
do my own research.
And then write
a case study based on, they're like this, these are the topics, but those topics weren't covered in the book.
Wow.
So I had to basically figure it out.
Wow.
So that's how like I said, I got my certification as a personal trainer, and then I decided, I'm like, okay, you doing that? Go back and get certified as a fitness nutrition specialist.
Right.
That wasn't as hard.
Right.
But so you have to understand, I was doing that while I was working full time.
So you was working for?
So I was working for BB full time, and then I really spent my weekends studying. Like I did not go anywhere for 6 months, because all weekend I had the computer open, I'd have that book because it was so much.
Wow.
That I had to learn, and so much that I had to absorb. I was just I would be a crazy person.
Wow. So you were really wanting to do this?
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of dedication.
It was a lot, and I am not. I'm not a great student. I'm just not. I want to make money with. What are we doing? Why do we need breaks for? What is that?
Right.
So I just want to make money. Where's the job at?
Wow.
I want to study. But I had to. I was like, you've got to know what you're doing out there, because it's one thing to be able to train someone. It's a whole other thing to understand how the body operates, and then because also you find you deal I'm dealing. My clients right now literally range in age from 30 to 86. I've got clients that can jump on boxes. I've got clients they can only sit in a chair and do the exercise.
Right.
So you've got to learn how to adapt for different situations,
right.
And really know what you're doing.
Right. Right. So let me ask you this. So do you, now that you have started your own company, what are some of the challenges? Because we talk about this a lot, and I'm gonna go a little dirty for a second.
Okay.
But I know that when I started my film company, and even when I started doing this podcast, I thought that a lot of my friends and family and celebrity friends, and I thought they were just going to rally around me and just be like, yay for Carl. And it did not happen that way. And we talk about this, so we won't go into everything that we talk about. But it's very interesting to me how much I have to motivate myself daily to keep going, because the people that support you are people that you don't know.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that. What was that like, transitioning from, I got this Rolodex of people that I can go to and go, hey, let's support Toni Lewis, and then looking at your Rolodex and not getting text messages back, not getting phone calls back, not getting emails returned, and you literally depended on strangers, and God send you all these strangers that just support your business. What was that like for you?
That was very difficult.
Yeah.
Because I've been working since I was 16. Actually, I had my first job when I was 15. I got a work permit, and I'm like, I'm getting a summer job.
Right.
So I've always had jobs. I've had jobs. Sometimes I've had 2 or 3 jobs at one time.
Right.
So starting your own business, listen, I will say this till I take my last breath. Being an entrepreneur, being self-employed is not for the faint of heart. It is no joke. I mean, I understand why people stay on jobs that they hate, because I know I'm going to make X amount of dollars on Friday. I might hate my job and my boss, but I know this check is going to be this.
Right.
And so, yeah, I had to really, in my mind, now my friends, I'm happy for you, we're proud of you, blah, 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 blah. But then as far as people actually
Come on.
being my client,
Tell the truth.
and I had to come to this
Tell the
realization. I said, you know what? Your friends is not your, those are not your clients. They're not your target audience. So don't get it twisted when they don't, because if you're expecting them to be your clients, 9 times out of 10, they're not.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. I'm gonna push back.
Okay.
Here's the thing. That's true.
Yeah.
They're not your target audience.
Yeah.
But they have friends that are your target.
Oh yeah. No, and I agree with that. I agree with that. And I will say, some people were very supportive. Others, it was like, oh wow. And it's like, well, you know, I'm
Right.
I'm on business, blah blah blah. I had like, now some of my family members actually came and worked out with me and trained. There were those that were very supportive.
Right.
But I had to learn the hard way that they're not going to be
That's
the
not your
support that you're thinking.
Yeah.
At all. And like I said, I had family members that supported me, we're proud of you, blah 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 blah. And and it's, I don't know, it's tough because, but it'll either make you or break you. And you realize that it's like, okay, you know what, I just got to get out there and I got to market myself. Because if I'm waiting for them, and I will say this, some people did try to help me, but the help was more of a hindrance.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like,
I can see that.
I had, for example, one time I had family member had me on a group text with someone. They're interested in training. Okay, great. And then this family member told the person, Tony will call you at so-and-so. And I said, sweetie, I said, you don't know my schedule. Don't you ever tell anybody.
Right.
I said, you don't manage me.
Right.
You don't. I said, I can't call her today.
Right.
I am booked up, and when I'm done, I need a shower and eat myself. Like I hadn't even eaten yet, So it was like, I understand you trying to help me, but ask me. Right. Don't just say, do. And I've had to, sometimes have conversations and say, I need you to dial it back.
Right.
Because I had someone, family member, was tagging me on stuff on social media, but then trying to give me clients, but then telling people to contact her. I said, why are they contacting you?
That's odd.
I said, you don't manage me. What the? I'm self-employed, sweetheart. What are you, So, so I said, you know what? Do me a favor. Don't help me. Don't help me. How about that?
You've done enough.
Yes, you've done enough. We're good.
Right. Now, I think that's the thing, though. I think that what I learned was I'll go with the podcast because my film side is doing great. Yeah. It's always done great. So I've never really had issues with the film side of my company. But when I did the podcast, I thought I needed all these celebrities to do my podcast, right? And so I asked some of them, and a lot of them did do my podcast. I'm not going to lie. So I've got to give them their props. But then there were some that were just like, you're not on this level.
You're not on the
So we're not going to get this. I'll take the one that hurt me the most was, she was a model. Her name was Vita Guerrero. I can't say her last name. And she had booked to do my show. At least I thought she had booked. And it didn't work out. And I saw her do another podcast.
Wow.
And I was like, but you told me you're not doing podcasts. And then it was like, oh, well, I told you that I'm not doing podcasts. And it was pretty much like, get over it type thing.
Wow.
And so that was like season 3, season 4.
Yeah.
And so this year, I thought about that story because this year I got Spotify, they do these raps every where they at the end of the year they tell you what you've done and what you haven't done.
Yeah, because I got the music that I
the music side, right? Yeah. And I'm basically gonna close this podcast up next year, the 10th anniversary.
Okay.
And this year I got my wrap, and they literally said, I'm reading it to you.
Wow.
2025 Rising Star.
So cool.
2025 Fan Favorite.
See?
2025
wrapping it
Most
sure?
Talked About Show.
See, so why are we wrapping this?
Out of 91% of all other podcasts.
Wow.
I'm in the 25% on Spotify of all videos that are watched, in the top 25%. So I sat there and I went, wow, the whole time I didn't need anybody but me.
And that's it. Because you think of it,
All you needed
the
me.
gifts and the talent that God has placed in you. And that's the other thing too. Sometimes I think I learned this years ago because I shared something with somebody one time, something that I wanted to do. And they looked at me like I was crazy. Like, that's too. And God told me, he said, when I show you a vision, it's for you. That doesn't mean you're not going to understand the vision because I showed you that vision.
Yep.
You don't have to go and you don't need anyone to co-sign what I showed you.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people will not understand or they won't be passionate about it because that's not their vision.
It's not there.
And so God put everything in you for you to make.
That's
It's successful.
And then now about the end, you said, you want to end?
I was like, you sure? Maybe you want to start another one? I actually want to start a podcast with some trainer friends of mine, and
that's a great idea.
Well, and I'll tell you. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about that. So when I was in Nashville,
that's a great idea.
I was in Nashville. I had a friend named Tina, who's a trainer. Friend named Nicole, who's a trainer. Friend named Carla, who's a trainer. Friend named Shauna, who's a trainer. So now, fast forward, Shauna and I are out here in LA. Tina's in Dallas.
I see where you're going.
Nicole and Carla are still in Nashville.
I see where you're
So we started doing lives, and we were actually getting ready to do a wellness weekend, a wellness retreat weekend when COVID hit. And so you couldn't do that.
Right. Exactly.
And so then we kind of went to the thing. So long story short, Carla posted a picture of us on Instagram a couple of weeks ago while I was in Mexico. And she was talking about how the sisterhood that started and blah, 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 blah. People loved the message. And I texted her while I was in Mexico. I said, we need to not let the fact that we're not together in the same state. I said, we need to come back together. Because here's the thing. We range in age from Shauna just turned 39 to I'm the oldest, 66.
You're 66?
66. So.
Oh, you're 66?
I'm 66 for real. Yes.
No way. You don't look this good at 66.
Thank you. Yes, I am 66. What? So we've got Carla and Tina are full-fledged menopause. Nicole getting ready to start. Look, I'm on the other side. I'm sitting back going, I'm so sorry because, baby, it's good over here at 66. And Shauna's like, yours is coming. It's knocking at the door. But so we're going to start doing lives, but I want us to actually build a podcast because I feel like what we have to share with our struggles with the body and with menopause and just going through life. And because they're all trainers. And so now you got trainers that are struggling. Because now because like Tina said, I was in shape. I said, you've never been 50 before either. Right. You're 50 now.
Right.
And now menopause is a whole, because I'm going to tell you, everything you know about your body up to menopause, trick or treat.
Right.
Because your body's going to trick you.
Right.
And you're not going to be happy about it. And
everything
that you've done, to keep yourself in shape is 9 times out of 10 not going to work.
Wow.
So
why is that?
I'm gonna tell you, the body is, I don't know. I don't even know because we start losing hormones and things happen and the body goes through so many changes. When I remember I started going through menopause at 45. I didn't even know I was going through menopause because at the time I was a complete vegetarian. I was working out twice a day. And my doctor, he said, you're going through menopause. I said, really? I never had a hot flash. I mean, I hear people saying they're sweating. I to this day have yet to have a hot flash. Never had a hot flash, didn't have any of that. 10 years later now, all of a sudden, I started gaining weight. I said, what is this? Mm-hmm. Stomach going, I was pregnant. I said, give birth to a biscuit. Like, what is happening here? And I'm in the gym. You have to understand, I'm in the gym 2 hours a day.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm getting bigger.
Right. Wow.
And I'll go to my doctor. I said, give me diet pills. And he's like, Toni, you're going through menopause and you're going to have to just change some things. And so we want to talk about that because so many women are struggling.
Right.
So many women want to give up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, because your body is turning on you.
Right.
And so we want to do a podcast about that.
That's a great idea. What is the number one mistake people make in working out? Is it diet or is it?
They don't give it enough time.
Yeah, they want it to be.
They want that, baby. They want that summer body to come in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah,
I worked out 3 times. Where's my body?
comedian Patrice O'Neal, rest in peace.
Yeah.
One of my favorite comedians, probably my favorite comedian of all time. He has this joke where he says, I went to the gym, he says, and I went in there for 2 hours and did this. And he said, the trainer told me that I got to do this tomorrow. I said, I got to do this tomorrow? Again?
Right.
And he said, I'm not seeing no results.
Yeah. Well, and that's
he said, that was it for me.
But see, that is the thing. We don't give it enough time. And then we also, I've had people tell me, oh, well, you can eat whatever you want. You work out. I said, no,
that's not true.
See, my DNA is right. My DNA.
Exactly.
My dad's side.
Your cholesterol is still your cholesterol.
I come from both sides of my family. Blood pressure, high blood pressure on both sides, diabetes on both sides.
Right.
On my dad's side, 80% of them are overweight.
Right.
Okay, so it was 13 kids, and probably out of the 13, 1 was a normal size. Mm-hmm. So it's like, no, I can't eat whatever I want because number 1, I have high blood pressure on both sides of my family. Number 2, I have diabetes on both sides of my family. Number 3, the Lewis side, we always say skinny runs away from our family.
Right.
It don't run in the family, it runs away. Like out the front door. Like you want to be skinny, you're not a Lewis, not over here.
Right.
So it's like if you are going to control your weight, you got to be intentional about it because my DNA, my body would love to be a nice fluffy 16 or 18. It would love that. My body would love to be in bed with cake and cookies and chicken. It's like, yes, we'd be in a whole relationship. Now that would be a relationship that I would be in, Carl. Yeah, exactly. With a bucket of chicken.
A bucket of chicken, right. Homemade chicken.
Homemade.
You're talking about KFC.
No KFC. No KFC. Is that even really chicken?
That's not chicken.
What is that?
Yeah,
chicken-like products.
I don't want to get sued, but that's not chicken.
That is not chicken.
That is not chicken.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I think that's... So here's the thing. I guess we better wrap this up. But let me ask you this. How can people get in touch with you because you're a personal trainer.
Right.
So that means that you take on clients.
Yes.
That means if you ain't got no money, don't call her.
Don't.
But if people, don't do it. Just
kidding.
But do you have a website?
I do have a website.
That people can, because people might want tips and
I do have a website. And then I'm on Instagram.
So give us that. It's across your screen right now.
Website is True, TRU, Faith, FAITH Fitness truefaithfitness.com is my website.
You should have given away your email.
You send my email. Well, they can have that. Actually, my email address is truefaithfitness@yahoo.com. So you can always email me. Then I have a website, truefaithfitness.com. And then I'm on Instagram under TClass1. It's also True Faith Fitness. And you can just send me a message there as well.
So when people come to you to be a client, when they want to be a client, what is your process?
So it all depends because I do virtual training and then I also do in person.
Oh,
so
there you go, guys. So you can get people from all over the world.
I literally right now, I have clients in Alaska, DC, Virginia, Philadelphia, Boston, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia. I have a few virtuals out here and then I do in-persons at Atrium Training Facility in Hollywood, California.
Atrium?
Atrium. It's ATRIUM.
Okay.
And we're looking.
That's your family.
So my cousin Maurice is the owner of that. He started the gym. He opened it. He used to train for Equinox, and then COVID again. COVID just wiped so much stuff. You can't. All the gyms closed down. So he opened up a private gym during COVID, and so it's a Black-owned gym. It is one-on-one sessions. So there'll never be more than 4 people training at one time. So it's not a big box gym. Like you're only there if you got an appointment. So you don't just walk in. But we give one-on-one sessions. We do have sometimes if people want to work out with a partner, they can do that. So I also do that as well, which is it's a lot of fun. I love working in person with people.
To be 66 and a trainer, what is that?
It's what it is now. First of all, it was never my plan. Like I thought about it because I literally didn't get certified until I was like, 57? And I said, what are you doing? Trying to invent yourself, reinvent yourself. I really did. I said, what the hell are you doing? I didn't want to ask the deal, and like, if I really thought about it too much, I probably would have talked to myself out of it, because it's like, well, what do you look like trying to start a business at this age? You got a job,
Right.
and you're walking away from it. You're walking away from a sure thing.
And it's not like you're getting fired.
I'm not walking away.
You're
I'm
walking
resigning.
away, right.
And you don't get unemployment for that.
Right. No, you don't. No.
So it's like, oh my God.
Wow.
And it's honestly, if someone would have told me that, I would say that's not gonna happen. I'm never gonna do that. But I love it. Like, I love it. And the crazy thing is,
Do you miss the old life?
I do. I was, like I said, mostly I missed it. I missed that.
The travel.
And no free trip.
Outside of
That's gone. But you know what? I love what I'm doing.
you love it more.
I love being able to control my own schedule. I love helping people change their relationship with their body and with food and with exercise, because you hear so many people, oh, I give up, or this is just the way it is. Well, I'm this age. And I'm like, you're only limited by the limits you place on yourself.
Right.
So don't tell me at 66 that at 52, this is just the way it is.
Right.
Goodbye.
Right.
Like, stop that. And so I love the fact that I don't know, it's crazy, because I didn't know, when I was growing up, I thought, the generation, my parents' generation, like, I thought my mom was old at 50. But then when I look back now, it was the lifestyle, it was the way they dressed,
How they ate.
all of that.
Right.
And so for me to be here, and I'm like, why have all this energy? What do I do with it? Like, I had somebody teasing me. They were saying something about me being with an old man, and I said,
You can't be little.
I said, honey.
Right. You can't be.
I said, no. No.
You
Like, I said, the way my energy level is set up. First of all, I would drive an old man crazy, because he'll be like, when are you going to sit down?
Right.
I'm not, bro. I'm not tired.
Yeah, 66, there's no way. There's no way.
But I have, my energy level is, I work out 2 hours a day.
You work out 2 hours?
2 hours a day, 5 days a week. My day starts, so on Monday and Friday, because a lot of my virtual clients are back east. So they're 3 hours ahead of you.
So you're getting up at...
So let me say, Monday and Friday, my first client's at 5 a.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, my first client's at 3:30. It's 6:30 in DC.
That's insane. So you're getting up
So
at
I'm getting up
3 in the morning.
3 in the morning. On Monday and Friday, I get up about 4. But the other days, I'm getting up at 3. And I have virtual. And on almost all days, I have virtuals and in person. So like today, I had virtuals and I had in person. So I did a few virtuals from home. Then I packed my iPad up, went to the gym, did a few more from there. Then I did my in-persons. Then I worked out.
All before you came here.
Yes. And then my day is done today, but I'm done. But yeah, so I've done all that. I've been up since 3 o'clock.
Wow.
But that is what, it's
Wow.
like I for me, even like you said, even when it comes to dating, you got to have high energy, because I'm be bouncing off the walls, and I might get on your nerves. So
And I'm looking at her eyes right now. She's got energy. It's like the beast.
yeah, it's like, but it's crazy, because to be at this age, I'm thinking, man, I should be slowing down, but I
You're speeding
feel
up.
like I'm just getting started. That's what's so crazy for me. It's like, because I had someone ask me, how much longer you think you can do this? I said, I didn't put a timeline on myself. I said, I feel like if I do that, what does that even do to me? If I say I'm going to stop at this, then, and what am I
Look,
doing?
because you're telling your brain,
You're going to stop living on it.
stop living.
And that's what I'm like, what do I do with that? And I said, I see people that are still training at 75 and 85. I said, as long as my body holds out, I don't know what the finish line is going to be for me. But I don't want to put those limits on myself. I don't want to say I'm going to do this for 5 more years. Because to me, that's 5 years, that's a very short period of time.
It's very short. In 5 years, my daughter will be 18.
Yeah. And the same time goes by so quickly.
Crazy.
So it's like, if I say 10 years, but I don't know.
Wow.
I just am like, as long as God gives me strength, I'm going to do it.
Wow. Is there anything that, before, this would be my last question.
Yeah.
And I thank you for doing this.
Sure.
I love this. I'm so glad we did. We got to do this.
Yeah, definitely.
So is there anything, last question, is there anything that you regret?
You know what? I will say this. The one regret that I have is when I was growing up, and even I would say 20s and 30s, always thinking about, I can't wait until this. Like, I couldn't wait until I was 21. And then you get to 21. Now I can't wait till I'm
25.
I wish that I was more present in those moments.
Yeah.
Because I spent a good half of my life,
Looking
I
for
can't wait until this happens.
Right.
And it's like, but you're not even enjoying what you're doing right now. Because you're so busy thinking about what's ahead. And so I'm learning to enjoy, like today, I'm enjoying Thursday.
with me.
With you.
That's right.
With my friend.
That's right.
And I know tomorrow's coming and I had plans for tomorrow, but I'm enjoying right now.
Yeah.
And I was not thinking too far. So I would just say I regret, I want to say wishing half of my life away. Like, I can't wait till that. I can't wait till that. And it's like you probably missed some moments in that time because you were so busy looking forward to the next thing that you couldn't enjoy. Like, I turned 21, now what? Well, now enjoy 21. But no, I can't wait till now I'm this. You know, can't wait till I get a new car. I mean, it's just, and I look back and I'm like, God, you wasted a lot of time dreaming about the next thing and didn't enjoy the because I couldn't wait to get 21 and then you get 21, well, are you even enjoying it?
Right. Because you're so focused
Or are you so
22.
caught up on the next thing?
23, right?
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
And so if I would say that would be a regret, that I wish I had just been more present in some of those moments. And I learned that, you know, I'm doing much better now because I'm learning to just take it one day at a time and not be so stuck on what's to come and enjoying what is right now.
That's good.
You know,
That's how we end the podcast. That's great.
I love it.
That was good, man. Wow.
Awesome.
Wow. That's good.
I love it.
That's good.
So, you know, I'm going to be picking your brain now.
Pick my brain.
No, what I'm saying is when we're not ready for podcasts yet, but because we're gonna do our first live, I think in January.
Right.
And then I'm working on another